ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Mackenzie, man. Follow me on all socials. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer. It is me. I am him, none but the truth, man. And tell a friend to tell a friend about this podcast. Happy Monday. Let's get right into it. Cleveland Brown. It's time for a change in the organization. It is time to sit Dillon Gabriel down. And I know, Kevin Stefanski, you stuck in your ways. But at what point does a business, an organization, which the Browns are, allow stubbornness to turn into stupidity? Because you're way past it. After a bye week, you come out and you selling Dillon Gabriel out there looking like Dillon Gabriel plays quarterback like his mom is having sex with one of the coaches. Because there's no way he should be playing. Anybody involved in sports knows what I mean. You go to a high school game, you see little Duke out there, he's 3'11". And then you go look at the coach and he's 3'12". And you're like, oh, damn it, that's his boy. That's Dillon Gabriel. His arm is atrocious. Dillon Gabriel is the worst quarterback I've seen since Gino Carmazzi of the San Francisco 49ers. Google him. The two worst quarterbacks I've ever seen take professional snaps in my life. His ineptness is a testament to the diversity in the NFL because he's still Hawaiian. And the fact that they gave Dillon Gabriel a chance, his agent is one powerful man. Can we please play Shedeur Sanders? You trade Joe Flacco. You force Dillon Gabriel to be the starter. To me, I feel like it's an intentional tank, right? Because you know Stefanski doesn't like Shedeur. You know Dillon Gabriel is atrocious, right? And so you leave Stefanski with his stubbornness and his refusal to give Shedeur opportunity, and now you allow Dillon Gabriel to make the team into the laughingstock of the entire NFL. I mean, y'all been that for a long time, y'all, the fucking Browns. Like, it's the Cleveland Browns. It is the most disgusting franchise in sports. Like, how do you have a franchise that's incompetent since the days of Jim Brown? Pack up. Art Modell said, fuck this piece of shit city, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I don't want to be on Lake Erie. He goes and takes the Ravens, the Browns to Baltimore, renames them the Ravens. You say, oh, we want to keep our name. We're the Browns. We're the Browns. You're not going to take my name. If it's one thing I want is my name. We're the Browns. Baltimore Ravens become one of the most stable franchises in the NFL over the past 25 years. They won a Super Bowl. They won 2 Super Bowls, if I'm mistaken. 2 Super Bowls. Since they left that godforsaken place, right? Now here's these new moments. Tim Couch, Todd Detmer, Brandon Whedon, Dillon Gabriel. I don't even know half the quarterbacks you dudes have had. But how miserable and depressed must you be to have to live in Cleveland and deal with that? I see why y'all be burning LeBron jerseys. I would have set his house on fire if he left Cleveland and that's all I had. Because you have nothing. And now you have the most popular, one of the most popular, most glamorizing names in sports. And your coach refuses to give him an opportunity. How does that make you feel, Browns fans? That's got to be tough, man. Year after year of incompetence, rooting for incompetence, pleading to be relevant. Like, I was having a conversation, and I'm not in hockey. Somebody brought up some hockey team. Out of most of the big sports, right? LA Clippers, Cleveland Browns, Ottawa Senators, maybe. Just disgustingly wretched franchises. And then you hire a guy like Kevin Stefanski, who, for some reason or another, gets these genius titles. I don't understand them. And not only is he not a genius, but he has put his own stubborn agenda ahead of the players in the locker room. That's why the Browns keep losing. They got talent on defense. They got talented players, but they know their coach has an agenda to not play Shedeur, and they know Shedeur gives them the best chance to win. So to all my Cleveland fans, keep your head up. You got something positive to look forward to. Waking up in the morning, tying your own shoes, indoor plumbing, meeting Jesus. But when it comes to sports and specifically football, NFL football, that shit is a dumpster fire. Just a dumpster fire. I see why y'all go so hard for Ohio State, because without Ohio State, nigga, Ohio would be New Mexico. I swear to God, that is atrocious. Like, what are y'all doing over there? Like, all them people, all them things, all that shit going on, man. Y'all is just Cleveland Browns, man. It's just the Washington Generals of the NFL. Because you know how you the Washington Generals, and you know how it's Cleveland, because the Ravens would be incompetent if it was the organization. As soon as the organization left the city of Cleveland and went to Baltimore, they became competent. So it's got to be the stench. It's got to be, man. Now, you want to hear about a real football team, Cleveland? The Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor. What a day, buddy. Now, Jonathan, I know I've said some things that haven't been the most flattering, but it wasn't really negative. I just had thought you like white girls. Somebody told me, oh, you got a sister, sent me the picture. I sent my private apologies, but I'm going to send my public apologies, Jonathan Taylor. You don't like white girls. But that was a joke. Y'all people know how I get out. But when it comes to running backs, speed, power, and agility, Jonathan Taylor is one of the top 10 running backs I've ever seen in my life. Jonathan Taylor is a combination of, I don't know if I've ever seen nothing like him. I don't know if I've seen somebody that big, fast, and agile. Like Saquon is big and fast, but he ain't agile. Jonathan he's got some of the Marshall Faulk little dude attributes, but then he's big and strong and can go 80. So that's very, very rare. Daniel Jones. I'm not the biggest Daniel Jones guy, but he's been playing well, came back in the game, lost his tooth. Players love that type of shit. Linemen, if a quarterback gets his tooth knocked out, linemen will fight an army for him. Because all they want to know is if you tough as us. Are you willing to make the same sacrifices as us to win this game? And he did. I like the Colts, man. Sauce Gardner, yesterday wasn't your best day. I'm not going to judge you off of one game, but that film yesterday wasn't that impressive. Drake London's a pretty good receiver, but we brought you here for the Drake Londons, the Jackson Smiths, the Jigbas, the Justin Jeffersons, Jamar Chase. We brought you here for those type of guys. So we're going to need a little more. Carly Ursay, kudos. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep a handle on the team. Keep a handle on the program. Keep them motivated. Make sure that they don't get ahead of themselves, start reading the clippings. And I think we got something special in Indianapolis, man. And Colts fans, y'all deserve this, man. Like, Colts fans are severely underrated when it comes to the way they support their team. I know everybody, NFL teams support their team. But Colts fans are starting to kind of show up everywhere. You know what I mean? And they're kind of getting in that higher echelon of fandom because of the support is getting real. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very pleased with the Colts and the fan base and everything. I'm a big fan of Tyler Warren. I think Tyler Warren is one of the best 3 tight ends in the game today. Great draft pick by Chris Ballard. Chris Ballard, ignore the haters, ignore the weirdos, ignore the hillbillies on the radio and shit. Hey, Chris Ballard, he don't know what he's doing to her. Ignore them guys. You're doing an amazing job. Chris Ballard has drafted Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, the guards up front, Zaire, he's drafted Alec Pierce, Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren. That's an A+ for me right there, bro. Anthony Richardson might have missed, but hey, man, sometimes styles make fights. God is good. We moving on. The Indianapolis Colts are definitely contenders. Can they win the Super Bowl? I'm not there yet, but I'm close. If the Chiefs have to come to Indianapolis for the AFC Championship game, who are you taking? Outside of Kansas City, I trust the Colts over anybody else. especially at home. I trust them over Buffalo. Buffalo's a fraud. Now, New England is dicey. New England is dicey. But I still trust the Colts over New England. I trust the Colts over Buffalo. I trust the Colts over whatever comes out of the AFC North. Do you trust the Indianapolis Colts at home against a fully healthy Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson? That's why I say they contenders, but I gotta see this team in the playoffs. That Kurt Warner come off the street, greatest show on turf thing, that don't really just happen a lot. Usually teams have to kind of lose hard and come back and win the next year. You know what I mean? Rarely do you get the, oh, what a story. Nobody expected them to win, and then they win it. That's tough. It can happen, but it's tough. But I like the Colts over the Chargers, Broncos, Bills. If I had to rank the AFC right now, and this is me speaking unbiasedly as somebody in Indianapolis, just by threat, who I trust to get to the Super Bowl, I will go Kansas City 1. I hate to say this, Colts, but I'll go Baltimore 2, Colts 3, New England 4, Chargers 5, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? But and Denver, I would put Denver 6. Denver Chargers right there. And then I would put Buffalo last. Buffalo, I get to Buffalo in a second. The Indianapolis Colts are right there. I would have liked to see them trade for another receiver besides Pierce. Pierce makes phenomenal catches. Warren is basically like a hybrid receiver. I told you guys a few pods ago, Warren was Tyler Clark 2.0. It happened. It's done. He's here. I would have liked to see the Colts get another receiver and maybe a couple of more dogs in the secondary. And I think that's what's going to hurt them. I think Kansas City has experience and the ability to just win games in tough situations in the playoffs. And I think you have to learn how to win by losing in situations. So I think the Colts are contenders. But if I had to predict who will go to the Super Bowl, I will go Kansas City 1, Baltimore 2A, Colts 2B. Now let's get to these Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are the Peter Popoff of the NFL. They talk loud. Everybody wants to see them win, and they never do nothing. You know how every city got a guy that's popular and he rap, but everybody really know he can't rap. But since he popular and we live in Little Rock, Arkansas, or Des Moines, Iowa, or Indianapolis, Indiana, we gonna act like he can rap. That's what the Buffalo Bills are. We gotta stop acting like these guys haven't been frauds since O.J. Simpson. I just don't understand for the life of me how you come out and give such a lethargic performance to the Miami Dolphins. And yet Mike McDaniels was putting his house on the market. And here you niggas come. That was abysmal. 13-0, third quarter. And look, I'm a Josh Allen guy. I said Josh Allen plays football like he's from the projects, and that's a compliment. But sometimes he also checks out and don't give a fuck like he's from the projects too. And that's not a compliment. And the Buffalo Bills are underwhelming, underachieving, static, and the window has closed. It's going to take a whole new reorganization of it now to try to get it better. I know you're never going to trade Josh. I wouldn't ask you to. But you may have to change up the coaching staff. You're going to have to bring in some new players. It's just not working. To see you struggle get the ball outside down the field, with the exception of Keon Coleman. Then I see what Diggs is doing in New England. The defense is atrocious. D-line is atrocious. And then Josh Allen has too many stretches where he's just bad. See, Josh Allen goes from phenomenal to below average. That's why the Bills will never win a Super Bowl. Not below average, basically average. He has flashes in games, especially against mediocre opponents sometimes, where he either blows them out 45-9 or he loses 17-14. Right? Now, is some of that attributed to the incompetence around him? Sure. Name me 5 players on the Buffalo Bills that you not. I got James Cook, Josh Allen, Keon Coleman. The offensive tackle dude is pretty cool. The one to be doing the podcast. And did I say Keon Coleman already? That's what I'm saying. Who these niggas? Who is Buffalo defense, man? Name me 3 people, name me 4 people on Buffalo defense. And I'm not even talking to nobody from Buffalo. I'm talking to the intelligent football. Because see, a nigga can tell you who on offense or who on Jacksonville offense because niggas bet parlays. But unless you going all the way down the tab to bet on defense and special teams, sacks and all that shit, call a number. You don't know who the hell on the Buffalo Bills. So these guys are frauds. The window's closed. I'm still a Josh Allen fan. Keon Coleman, I rock with you. James Cook is a great player. DeMar Hamlin, God bless. But the window's closed. You know what I mean? It's over, man. It's over. It's over. Y'all had a great run, man, just like Rick James. You know what I mean? Just like Griselda and shit. It was a great run, but the only thing where the lights are still on is probably Griselda. That's it, man. The Bills is done. It's done. And it's gotta be depressing, similar to Cleveland. Like, you live in a city like Buffalo. All you got is this football team for any type of joy in your life. You got an avalanche outside. You can't even go get a pack of squares, nigga, because it's 32 feet of snow. It's 11 below. And it's February the 12th. And now the Bills are ass again. Just a sad state, man. Sad state. I think Sean McDermott is not going to make it. I think he's probably going to get fired. It's going to be a little rough for him. But the Bills are out of the contender category for me, have been moved over to pretenders. Rams. Matt Stafford is looking like Dan Fouts. Google Dan Fouts, man. Matt Stafford is playing some of the best QB these last 3 to 5 games, really this year. But these last 3 to 5 games, Matt Stafford has been playing some of the best quarterback I've seen in my life. Dan Fouts, Peyton Manning, Warren Moon-esque. It's been that good. Matt Stafford can lead the Rams to the Super Bowl. Jared Verse is an elite defender and can wreck a game with 2 or 3 plays. The running back is special. Puka Nacua is special. Devontae Adams got juice, baby. And he's still on the West Coast. Devontae got juice, man. The Rams are phenomenal. And Sean McVay, my God, if this guy ain't the best coach in the NFL, then the best coach in the NFL is watching him like a hawk. Because just the organization, the attention to detail, the ability to bounce back. And then he just look and sound smart, right? You know, one of them dudes where they so smart, you want to ask them a good question to impress them. That's what I look at when I see Sean McVay. You should be like, Sean McVay, how many miles is... You know, John, that's a great question. You know what I mean? You want to ask some motherfucker something like that. Like, leadership can be difficult for a lot of people. But a lot of people want the role and think they good for the role. But Mike Vrabel is a great leader. Mike Tomlin is a great leader, even though it's falling apart. Sean McVay, great leader. You know what I mean? Certain coaches just had it, like, I want to play for him, you know? And I ain't gonna lie, when I see the Rams, I see a franchise that can win 2 out of the next 3 Super Bowls, that can possibly win 2 out of the next 3 Super Bowls. That's how good I think the St. Louis Rams are. I mean, God forgive me. The Los Angeles Rams, that's how good I think they are. They special. And again, Matthew Stafford is looking like Dan Fouts. Peyton Manning is special. Second gen New Testament Tom Brady is special. He's throwing it all over the field, getting it where it needs to be. It's special. The Rams are definitely a contender. And so are the Seattle Seahawks. What a rebuild from Seattle. 2 years ago, Seattle was atrocious in everything. Defense, points allowed, offense, just abysmal. You hired McDaniel, what's his name? I think that's his name. Forgive me. But you hire a new coach. I like him. He's smart. You have a pretty decent year. You change the quarterback position. You get a third for Geno. You draft well. Jackson Smith and Jigma is just the cornerback Witherspoon. Like, the Seahawks play defense like NFL version of some of the Miami Hurricanes teams under Jimmy Johnson. where their linemen are as fast as your linebackers. And their linebackers are faster than your safeties. And one thing about speed, it kills, but when you get it in the majority of places, it'll blow it destroys shit. And the Seahawks defense is amazing. Sam Darnold's playing phenomenal. Sleeper NFC champion, Seattle Seahawks. Definitely a contender. Philadelphia Eagles, Packers tonight. I like the Eagles. Money line, I don't care nothing about nothing else. Eagles definitely contenders. Packers, they look good, but they just sexy pretenders. I don't believe in them. I think it's all hype. I know the franchise. I respect them. I love them. But I don't trust the coach. I don't trust them in clutch situations. I gotta see them win a game they ain't supposed to win. And until that, they pretenders. Like they lose too many inexcusable games. Like losing to Joe Flacco. Like, are you even trying? You know what I mean? So just the jury's out on the Packers. Of course, we got the Eagles as contenders. What else we got? Tampa Bay Bucks. I like Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm still gonna call the Tampa Bay Bucks soft contenders. I respect Tampa Bay. I respect Todd Bowles. Baker's my guy. Receivers. It's a lot of injuries right now in Tampa Bay. And I think when Tampa Bay gets themselves together, get a little more healthy, they could still be dangerous, but it's gonna have to be early enough to get their rhythm back. But I'm not counting them out because it's that mid-season injury slump. So I'm gonna hold off on grading them. I'm still gonna call them contenders with an asterisk, but I can't take them out of contender spot because I've seen them win big games. And I just think too many injuries in key positions. I got to see Tampa Bay at full strength before I can make a full decision. Pittsburgh Steelers, oh my God. What are we doing? I feel like Aaron Rodgers is back to saying, fuck this shit. And that's the thing. When you bring in an A-Rod, I mean, it ain't even basketball ain't even a sport where you would bring in a legendary. But football is tough, man. Like, the Steelers have no identity. You know, it used to be a certain level of toughness with the Steelers. You knew what you were going to get. You knew the physicality in the red zone. Now they get down there in the red zone, they just throw the ball 3 straight times. They don't hit you in the mouth. They don't bully you. They don't scare you with their efficiency as a team in all 3 phases. You know, Seattle is efficient. The Rams are efficient, consistent. They don't scare you, the Steelers. And it's just like, I had to really look at them yesterday. I said, I want to look at the Steelers, right? And look at them through the lens of not relating them to the historic logo on the side of their helmet, but just looking at them as this current version of this football team right now. And they're just not good, man. The Steelers have 0 chance of winning a playoff game and be irrelevant this year. I'm sorry, Steelers fans. Shout out my guy, Jody McFly, Jody_McFly, contributor to the pod, great friend. But I just don't see it. Unless something drastic happens with the Steelers, I don't see it, man. It's bad football. It doesn't look good, doesn't look well. Tender. So look, hey, y'all bad, man. I ain't gonna lie, New England. Y'all got y'all something up there. Mike Vrabel, you one of them guys. You know, when they fired O.J. Mayo after 1 season, only when Mike Vrabel became available, you know, I got on my Al Sharpton. This is ridiculous. The black man, you don't get 1 more year, this is how I win. And I got a right to be on my Al Sharpton. It's hard being a black man in America. I sit this one out because y'all did the right thing. Because Mayo wasn't going to have this team playing like this. And so, even though I do think it was some bullshit the way I treated him, I understand. Sometimes decisions got to be made. And Mike Vrabel a bad motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Like, the reason I say Mike Vrabel a bad motherfucker is this right here. And I say this, and you only know this if you've ever been an elite coach in anything. And I have been an elite coach at a very high level in basketball. Some guys are strategy guys, right? But strategy guys and have to be top tier organizational guys like Sean McVay for things to work, right? Just brainiac geniuses, right? But then you know the only thing that can compete with strategy guy is intelligent, charisma, people guy. And that's why I really like Mike Vrabel. You know, when I had that debate about Mayo and a lot of the Boston fans got on my ass, man. And like I said, I owe y'all an apology because hiring Mike Vrabel was the absolute right decision. You know, I man enough to admit when I'm wrong. Mike Vrabel is a charisma guy. He's a football. He's a guy, he wants to know what the fuck is going on. And big guy, outside linebacker, defensive end. He ain't scared of no players. He ain't sugarcoating it with no players. He's looking them in the eye like men and holding them accountable. So he's ain't nothing like being coached by a guy's guy. Just a guy that ain't gonna bullshit you, that demands your best effort at all times, and that holds everybody in the organization accountable. I read something somewhere where they said Mike Vrabel cut anybody that's ever been a captain for New England. I want to start over. And that's powerful. That's powerful. Like, we are going to do this my way, and we're going to do this efficiently together, and we're going to do it right. Definitely. Caleb Williams, I like you, buddy. See, me, you can Google it. I told y'all last year, Caleb Williams already was the best quarterback in Bears history. The Bears have had worse quarterbacks than the Cleveland Browns. Maybe. It's close. Cleveland Browns have had more, but the Bears have had that. Nah, I ain't gonna disrespect you. Cutler was a nigga name that was good. Kramer, McMahon, Vince Evans. Yeah, it's better than Cleveland. Cleveland ain't never had nobody but fuck it up. Was the nigga his mama, daddy stole all his money, Bernie Kosar. Other than that, they ain't never had a quarterback worth shit. But anyway, I digress. Chicago Bears. Y'all got y'all one. That's going to be a little tough right now, but not as tough as you think. Because I'm not the biggest Jordan Love believer. He's surrounded by everything, and he still has inconsistencies. I think with the right amount of continued reps and confidence and maintaining the interior line and upgrading the defense, in 3 to 5 years, Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson can have the Bears in contention for a deep playoff run. I think you're going to have to probably wait out Stafford. He ain't going nowhere. Seattle's going to be a problem for a long time. Philly's still going to be a problem, even though they have a lot of chemistry, blended family stepchild issues, but Philly's always going to be a problem. And Detroit and Dan Campbell's going to be a problem. But I really, really like Caleb Williams, and I love that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter from Caleb Williams was the best football he's ever played. Excuse me. And so, with that being said, I want Chicago Bears fans to really cherish this moment and appreciate what you have with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is special, man. Great player, phenomenal player. He's learning. I'm going to need a lot of y'all nerds, right, to stop attacking Caleb Williams or bullying him for how he plays or how he lives or how his personal choices are just because your own life is fucking miserable. Let that young man play quarterback. I'm sick of you online bullies, you fucking weirdos. That's somebody's son, and he's the most unproblematic kid I've ever seen. Why don't you fix your own life before you go bullying Caleb Williams? And I love the receivers, Luther Burden, Adunze, Swift. Like, the Bears, you see it coming together. Like, it ain't there, and your past traumatic experiences make you scared to dive all in. But I see something in the Bears that I haven't seen in a long, long time. And that's competence. That's just not, guy, the little slow kid spelled his name right. Oh, look at little Jimmy. He found the bus stop. No, that's what you just get for the Bears. They should just win. You pat motherfuckers on the head like a Make-A-Wish kid. It's like, yay, we won today. But now I see real competent football, and I see Ben Johnson. Like, how can I describe this? Like, I just described how Vrabel was the emotion guy, energy guy, and McVay is the mastermind, genius, organization guy. Ben Johnson is like the base model version. And if the base model for Sean McVay and the base model for Mike Vrabel had a baby, it would be Ben Johnson. And I say this as a compliment because he got time to prove himself. But he shows a lot of emotion, but he also shows a lot of strategic adjustments. And I always look at teams who make adjustments. You know what started making me a great coach when I started coaching youth sports and high school sports? It wasn't blowing people out, right? Because blowing people out could either be talent or it could be preparation, and I mastered preparation. It could be discipline. I started mastering discipline. When I became a great coach is when I stopped giving up leads. That's an underrated line between a good coach and a great coach. So you can be a good coach in a lot of assets, but what separates the best is, no, I've been winning 85% of this game. I'm going to win this fucking game. And on the other side, you got the coach who says, I've been losing 85% of this game. But these last 15 minutes, we going to kick they fucking ass. And that's the difference between Ben Johnson and Brian Dable. See, Brian Dable can get you ready to get the lead and maybe make a couple of adjustments to get you up 14-10, but he can't close. Ben Johnson has showed me a couple of games. I'll be at the Raiders. I don't care. You play who's on the schedule. Raiders, Commanders, Giants, and they closed. They came from behind and closed. That right there is valuable experience. So kudos to Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears fan, y'all got y'all one. Glad to see the Bears good. Having the Bears and the Colts and the Lions and the Packers good all at the same time, that's like a kid in a candy store if you from the Midwest. Because usually it's just be one of them. You'd be like, oh, shit, the Bears good this year. When the Bears was good, the Packers would be ass. The Lions been ass since Henry Ford. And then the Colts would just be ass. Or the Colts would be great, and then the Bears would be ass. And Lions be ass. Packers. So to have so many good teams within this 3-4 hour radius of us is amazing, especially when Joe Burrow come back. That's why, the Midwest is kind of special because you can drive over Cincinnati, see Joe Burrow. You can get up Chicago, you can see Caleb. It's 2 hours each way from Indy. Of course, you in Indy, you can watch the Colts. They got the best record in the league. You can go up to Green Bay, Milwaukee. That's like 4.5, 5 hours. You can check out Jordan Love. You can drive up to Detroit. That's like 4 hours. You can check out Jared Goff and the Lions. So it's a lot of good football being played by these professional franchises in the Midwest. So kudos to all the owners, GMs of all these franchises. And it feels so good to be able to see the Bears, the Lions, the Colts, kind of all good at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, let's let the Jets and the Giants and the Commanders and the Cowboys and the Titans, all them niggas lose all them games. And all that old shit. Miami. You know what I mean? Them niggas out here, it's 85 degrees in Miami. Y'all don't need no good football. Detroit Lions, definitely. If I ever could play football, it would be for Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, I'm going to give you 5 coaches that I wouldn't mind playing. I would play 40 U right now for Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell, Mike Vrabel, Sean McVay. That's getting dicey. It's getting dicey. Todd Bowles. Did I say Vrabel? Vrabel, Sean McVay, Dan Campbell, Todd Bowles. And who is one more coach I would like to play for? I just said this shit. D'Amico Ryans, Houston. If I could play 46U right now, those are the 5 coaches I would rather play. And actually, that's my coaches' power rankings right now. My top 5 coaches in the NFL right now, this very second. I got to show Shane. So let me not confuse who I want to play for my top 5 coaching list. My top 5 hottest coaches right now, the coaching power rankings. I'm going Sean McVay 1, Shane Steichen 2, Dan Campbell 3. Can't forget my man in Philly. I can't remember his name. 4. And then 5, we're going Vrabel. You got to put Vrabel in there. I don't know who's coach of the year right now. Who's coach of the year right now in the NFL? You got Vrabel, Shane Steichen. I don't know who's gonna win it. Like, I don't. It's got to come down to those two, right? Between the Patriots and the Colts coaches, right? Now those coaches he's got a shot. So Coach of the Year is gonna be a tough decision for you voters. So I'm gonna reach out to some of my sports writers and figure out what they like. Concrete Genius Pie, man. Follow me on all socials. This your boy Big Sauce. If you still rocking with me, I appreciate you. So let's go with my contenders list. Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, quietly, because I'm not sold on Bo Nix. Patriots, Ravens, Colts. Real contenders. Pretenders. Steelers, Duval, Jags, Bills, Falcons, Vikings, everybody else. Chargers border. Sucker of the month, Tyreek Hill. Now, I like Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill is a phenomenal player. He's an amazing player in Kansas City. He's been at some moments in Miami. I was very vocal about him being mistreated by law enforcement. I was very vocal about him getting his money, and I've been very supportive, right? But as we speak, right, Tyreek Hill has, for some reason, married this foreign woman that he has no ties to, no history with, nothing, right? He marries her. Within 18 months, Tyreek Hill and this woman right here have gotten a divorce, right? 18 months. That's all they've been together, 18 months. Let's see if I can find that. Get you the fucking terms of this dude. Keita Vacario has walked away from her 17 marriage to NFL star Tyreek Hill with a K lump sum payment. That ain't that much. K a month allowance. We don't know for how long. K for a new car. $400K, $450,000 for legal fees. All right, this is ridiculous. And the $5.5 million Miami mansion that he has to maintain all the bills on. Now, mind you, he's known this woman for 17 months. Like, at what point do we be like, all right, man, 17 months? See, I've been telling you niggas for years. Black men are the only group of men that when we get wealthy, our self-hate makes us despise the women we come from. The only group. Ask any wealthy Indian man what would happen if he tried to marry a black woman. His family would disown him, cut him off, and maybe even take his life in some cases, right? Ask any Chinese dignitary who's up for inheritance, can he marry a black woman? Some cultures, they still arrange the marriage when you got some money. But not us old athlete niggas. See, this is a result of self-hate, man. They taught you to hate your skin. So that way, if you do reach some type of financial success, you hate yourself so much psychologically your whole life, you can't marry nobody that looks like you. Because you don't want to create nothing that looks like you. That's all these interracial relationships are, when these dark-skinned, ugly niggas that get a few $1 million marry these non-black, racially ambiguous women. Because the racially ambiguous women really ain't that attractive when you strip them out the makeup. You ever seen one of them women that you don't know what race she is, be a Spanish or Mexican? You seen Hispanic women without makeup, right? Niggas look like Eskimos. So you fucking leaving generational wealth to a group of people that wouldn't spit on you if you was pouring on fire. But you hate yourself. See, nobody marries and lusts for non-black women than rich niggas that know if they worked at the Coca-Cola plant, they couldn't get this woman. I'm OJ. And every time, these white folks show you niggas where you stand when you dealing with you tell me, how is it logically possible that a man who spent his entire career playing football, learning how to play football and be great at playing football, can marry a woman for a year and a half, bro? A year and a half is, what's this, November? That's May of 2024, my nigga. You can remember what you was doing. If you over 18 years old, you can remember what you was doing May of 2024 right now. You can describe it to the detail. You can go right in your pictures. Damn, man, 2024, I was in Phoenix. Man, I was chilling. Well, that's that time Poochie grandma died, man. 18 months, bro. Not years, not 5 years, not 7 years. But yet, you've been scammed again. And what's with you niggas needing a Latin woman? Who told you that Latin and Hispanic women was better than black women? Is your mama Hispanic, nigga? See, the problem is, again, I told you niggas, you hate the way you look in the mirror, so you don't want to produce nothing that looks like you. So the only way to produce something that doesn't look like you is to have a child by someone who doesn't have the same color skin as you. And we are the only race of people who do this in the world. And then we say, love is blind, man, you a hater. I tell you what, right? You let a white man that's finna get drafted by the Detroit Tigers, just say a white guy that's playing baseball, make 60, ain't no way in hell he marrying a black one. His family would strongly advise against that. Because when you get married, that wealth is combined, whether it's hers or yours, unless a prenup is involved. And not only that, let's be honest, the majority of the time, 80% of the time, children naturally bond better with their mother's side of the family. I don't know why that is, but it is. So you got a baby by Hispanic, all your money is going to the Hispanic community. So when you die, there will be no trace of celebratoriness or achievement for all your black struggle and all the black struggle of your ancestors, because you can't keep your dick out of a hot tamale because you hate yourself. See, a pretty black woman that didn't have nothing from the inner city would get labeled a gold digger if she dated an athlete. But we never say that about the Armenians and the Hispanics and the white women. And that's why I say, man, too many of you niggas got the wrong role model. You can be a great black man as a wealthy black man married to a non-black woman. You can be a kind man. You can be a great guy. I'm not going to judge you. You cannot be pro-black leaving your wealth to a non-black woman. It's just not happening. Now, if you got $2 million and she got $1.5 million and y'all get married, man, do you? Do you, brother? I'm not the dick police. I'm speaking from terms of self-hate and generational wealth. You spend your whole time out on that football field busting your ass. Now, when you was a little ugly nigga with that nose ring and you hadn't made it to the NFL, and if you would have just been a DoorDash nigga, yeah, you could have fucked some bitches on some freaky fucking fetish shit, but they ain't finna marry you. They ain't finna have no baby by you. That money, I got to get me a Latina. Damn it, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah, I don't know what you niggas' obsession is with non-black women. And I'm gonna need to have a group think or an examination, and we really got to talk about the self-hate, because it's running rampant. It really is. And so to that I say, if you go make $1 million and you're on a trajectory to have $1 million, find you a sister from a stable family and build generational wealth. Don't leave generational wealth to a woman who mama swim over here from Nicaragua, nigga. You niggas is imbeciles. And then we wonder why black niggas ain't got shit. Between what you niggas throw in the strip club, what you get tricked out of with these foreign bitches, and then what you blow on stupid shit. I see why the black community ain't got no resources. We ain't got no fucking community centers. We ain't got no daycares. We ain't got no basketball courts. 25% of what y'all trick on foreign women could build a community center in the 20 most black populated cities in America. Every NBA team could pool 0.5% of each player's salary. NBA, NFL players, every black American NFL, NBA player and MLB, if y'all in the same city, could pool 2.5% of your disposable income and build a community center for that city. In every city, it could be ours. You guys could pool $500,000 a week for 3 seasons. And we could start small financial institutions. But you nigga one, hey money, oh papi, you so handsome. You not handsome, nigga, you ugly. Them Hispanics think you a monkey, nigga. A monkey, and you don't respect yourself because you don't respect your wealth, and you don't respect your mom, and you don't respect your heritage, nigga. I do. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. God is good, man. Follow me on all socials. Peace.